Hey you guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I'm very excited to try this. Catrice recently came to Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. Before we could never get Catrice, so I'm so excited for Catrice makeup. Let me know if you want to see a full video dedicated to Catrice Cosmetics. This has been a really popular foundation. I've always wanted to test it out, so I'm going to be doing a first impressions and wear test on this foundation. It's around 7:15 in the morning. I have to leave for work in a little bit. I have a slightly later start today, which is why I can actually film this in the morning, but at the same time I have to leave in like half an hour, so I gotta speed through this video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get started. This foundation claims to have a mattifying second skin effect, and it lasts up to 24 hours apparently. It says lightweight, non-oily texture that feels like a second skin, provides long-lasting full coverage without mask effect, and creates an even complexion with high definition finish for camera-ready skin. That's quite a few claims on this foundation, but what I'm getting is that it's a matte foundation, but it looks like your skin still, and it's supposed to be very long wearing. I have the shade 30 Sand Beige. I'm going to shake it up a bit. Also going to zoom you guys up. Look at this. I don't know what foundation caused that and that, but my skin's like freaking out. I don't know what is the issue here. So this is a dropper foundation. I'm really nervous because I'm already wearing my work outfit. I'm going to drop a couple drops onto the back of my hand. Kind of like a typical drop foundation. It's quite liquidy. And I typically like liquidy foundations because they feel more lightweight on my skin. Like this is kind of reminding me of the NYX Total Control foundation. And also because it's so liquidy, I'm going to use a brush to apply it today. Also, this is my breakfast. It is a banana kale smoothie. So if you see green stuff on my teeth, it's probably the kale. I also put avocado in it. Wow, this is really full coverage. Wow, that's like a full mask on my face. I'm using the Eco Tools buffing brush. Also, I primed my face with my Rimmel 2-in-1 primer and setting spray from their Insta line. That's what I usually use. It's definitely full coverage. It's mattifying, and that blended out really easily. I'm gonna apply the other side. Actually is giving my skin a very evened out complexion. It covered up really well, dried pretty fast on my skin, but it still blended out pretty easily. And it's definitely got this kind of airbrushed matte effect to it. I actually kind of like it. I haven't worn a mattifying foundation in a long time, at least not one that's like this mattifying, so I kind of like it. I do have normal to combination skin, so we'll see how this wears throughout the day. Won't be able to do a midday check-in because I'm obviously at work, but I'll definitely check in at the end of the night. Yeah, I actually really like the way this looks on my skin right now. It does look a little bit dry, but it doesn't feel dry, so that's good. It's supposed to feel lightweight, so even though it looks a little bit drying on my skin, it doesn't feel it, which is the key. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup, then I'll check back in with you guys, give you the final look, let you know what else is on my face, and that'll finish up the first half of this video. Okay, this is what it looks like with the rest of my makeup on. I just wanted to comment on the shade match. I actually think it's a pretty good shade for me. This was again in Sand Beige. I hope it doesn't oxidize throughout the day. On camera it looks really good. In person it's looking a bit orange. Hopefully that doesn't get any more orange throughout the day. So on the rest of my face, I applied under eye concealer. I just used my Charlotte Tilbury one. I set that with my Milani Prep Setting Glow. That's what's giving me this more dewy finish. For the rest of my face, I set the Wet n Wild pressed powder. Bronzer is the e.l.f. Primer Infused, of course, Perpetually Tanned. Blush is the Milani Baked Blush in Rose Doro. And then on my lips is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Cowboy. My foundation was looking quite matte after I finished applying it, but after applying the rest of my makeup, I feel like it looks a bit better. The Milani powder helped make my skin look a little bit fresher and dewier. I think, however, I want to set my makeup today because I am worried that this is going to be really matte, and I'd rather it kind of sink into my skin a bit more. So I'm going to set my face with the e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. I typically apply this mist anyways on an everyday basis no matter what I'm using, so I don't think this will affect the wear time too much on my foundation today. Anyway, it's currently 7:30, so I'm going to keep this foundation on for the rest of the day. I'll be back in the evening, probably around 5:36, and I'll give you guys a check-in to show you how it looks. Other than that, I think this foundation looks really nice on my skin. I like the coverage. I like how it looks now that I've applied the rest of my makeup on. I think it did look quite drying before. It didn't feel drying, but it looked drying. I like that it feels lightweight on my skin. It was a very thin foundation, so it didn't feel heavy whatsoever. I do really like the way it looks, so hopefully this lasts throughout the day. It's supposed to last 24 hours, so keep your fingers crossed. Anyway, I guess I will see you guys at the end of the night. Bye! Hey you guys, so it's currently 6:24 in the evening. So this foundation has been on for basically, I think 11 hours. Close to 11 hours. I just had work today and then I came straight home. I watched an episode of The Office and then I sat down to film the ending of this video. I actually don't like the way this foundation is looking like on my skin. I don't know what it is about it, but it looks, I don't know, it looks weird on my skin. My skin looks oilier than it normally does, especially on my like cheek areas around my nose. It looks very oily, and I feel like since this is a mattifying foundation, it shouldn't really look like that. This has been quite a long time. It's been like almost 12 hours, but at the same time, this foundation is supposed to last for 24 hours. So there's just something about this foundation I don't like. It just looks like I'm wearing foundation. I think I liked it a lot more in the morning when I first put it on. Like the coverage it provided, and I liked the way it looked on my skin, but now I don't know if I like it. I feel like it's not a foundation that I'm going to reach for very often. I have just normal skin, kind of normal combination skin, so nothing like super dry or super oily. I feel like this is the worst my skin has looked so far in this series. I did like the way it looked initially, so maybe for like short-term things like probably, I mean, it still looked good at work when I checked the mirror, so I'd probably say like max 8 hours. I think anytime after 8, it's gonna, I don't know, it just didn't really work for my skin. Not the biggest fan of this foundation. It is affordable, it does have good coverage, and it feels very lightweight. I just don't think I'm gonna be reaching for it that often. I don't know, my opinion does change quite a bit when it comes to face products. Like I feel like every time I like something, then I end up not liking it later on, and every time I don't like something initially, it grows on me, so we'll see. I'll keep testing it out. I'll let you guys know, but right now I'm not really liking how my skin looks. I just want to take this makeup off, throw on my pajamas, and call it a day. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back in probably a couple days with the next foundation. I guess I will see you then. Bye!